Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste, and we always start with this because it reminds us of who we are and why we're here on this earth. And it means the divine in me recognizes the divine in you, and the divine in you recognizes the divine in me. It's a constant reminder, I don't want to sound morbid, but life is very short. We're here for a short time. Let us nourish our souls. Let us nourish our spirits, because we really are eternal. And when we walk away from this body, when we fly away from this body, I should say, then we're ready. We're ready. We need to be ready. But before we're ready, and while we are on this earth, which also is a great experience sometimes, not so good other times. And like I said, we're always so good with the good times, but when the bad times comes, we're not so strong, we fall apart. We seem to forget that there is this strength inside of us. We seem to forget that we're part of a consciousness, and science has now proven it, that we're part of this great consciousness. And when we learn to tap that energy, when we learn to tap that, the force in our body builds up. There is something in us that just comes, you all know it. There have been times in our life when you feel, I can't cope, I'm not going to be able to do it. And you look back at those times, you did it. How did you do it? What happened that you thought you couldn't and you did? But you see, when we are mixed in the world constantly, and there's a lot of people around telling us how we should think, what we should do, this is the way you should do this, and that's the way, and you're constantly being bombarded, there's no time to really understand and go back to that source of peace, that source of joy, that source of just silence. I don't need to listen to anything. I don't need to do anything. I just need to breathe. And if I breathe, I can just be here now. And this is the science of yoga, to be here now, because we don't know what tomorrow will bring. We really don't. We spend half our lives worrying about it when we don't know anything. We have no control, and we want to control lives. We want to control people. We want people to be like this and like, oh my God, you can't even know what's going to happen for you tomorrow. So what do you have here? What is our gift? What is our gift? You tell me, anybody, what is our gift?
Now life.
Life, what else?
Joy.
Joy, well, this body, right? It's a gift. We can either, it's like my master always said, my beloved master always said, Nalanie, is a knife good or bad? And I go, what do you mean? And he would say, you use a knife to cut vegetables, or a surgeon uses this to cure somebody, it's good. A thief uses, or robber or murderer kills somebody, it's bad. But it's not the knife that is good or bad. It's what you do with it. So it's not our lives that are good or bad. It's how we see it. It's how we look at it. It's how we see it. If we see it as, oh, I'm the victim, I'm this, I'm that, you will be that, because as you think, memorize that, because it will help you for the rest of your life. That one sentence. Why am I unhappy now? Because look at your thoughts. I don't know why this is happening to me. I don't like this. I can't change this. I want. Watch it. Just stop all those. But it's difficult to stop the mind. We all know. We all struggle with it. Thoughts go sometimes it goes so crazy you don't know how to settle it. So how do you do it? Well, the yogis spoke about pranayama. So what is pranayama? Prana means life force. Yama means control of the life force, because we're really life force. And isn't it lucky that we have a system where we can take in oxygen, and that oxygen, or carbon dioxide, both, are responsible by churning this prana in our body. So prana is not oxygen, but it comes through breathing. Prana is much stronger and it works at different levels of our system. In the yogic system, we explain it. Prana, apana, but I'm not going to go into that today because it gets really complicated. But once you understand the science of it, you go, oh my God, just breathing can change my life? And it can, tremendously. I'm sure many of you have seen lots on YouTube these days. What's his name? Wim Hof. And there's so many, Sama breathing, and there's loads online. Don't confuse yourself too much. Some of the methods are too strong and can be dangerous. My master used to say, take it slowly, take it easy. Learn simple breaths. Build it up with time. Because along with your breathing, and this is why you have to be careful, along with it breathing, you also have to work with your state of mind. So you have to know the psychology of your mind. What is going on in your mind? Who are you? So when you work breathing with affirmations on understanding yourself, for example, I tend to get angry too quickly. I don't know how to control it. So you use the breath, and let's try it with me now. Anyway, sit up. Just try it anyway. And have your feet firmly on the ground. Close your eyes. And just take a slow, deep breath through your nostrils. Now breathe out slowly through your nostrils. Breathing in again. Repeat in your mind, I am peace, I am peace. Breathing out, I am peace, I am peace. Breathing in, I am love, I am love. Breathing out, I am love, I am love. Holding the breath. Visualize somebody you love so much. Feel that love coming up in your heart. And breathing in, feel your heart being healed with this love. And then open your eyes. When you do this kind of breathing, working with emotion, working with your mind, working with your thoughts, it goes very deep into your system. Now everybody wants to just breathe, do breath work, and you raise your spiritual energy. Now what happens when you raise your spiritual energy? Okay, let's say you, for example, again, let's go back to the angry person who's always complaining and always finding fault with life. It will raise the energy, but because that person's finding fault in life, she may feel, or he may feel, I'm fine after a session, I feel really good. But going home, the energy is raised, and the mind stuff, which is your thoughts, will be exaggerated because you say it even clearer. You hear it even clearer, but you don't know what to do with it. What do you do with that anger? Now that you've got all this life force, the anger doubles. Because you don't know what to do with it. So you really have to know yourself well. Know that you can only heal yourself very clearly. And then apply this with the practice of pranayama, breathing techniques. And not only will your mind become clearer, your life will become better, your health will be improved 1,000%. I can guarantee you this. When I started meditating at the age of 33, I was a severe asthmatic, hospitalized twice a year and always agitated. Why? Because I wasn't happy, I was angry. And my nature's not anger. And none of us, I learned this with the studies over the years, none of us are like that. Really, from deep within, we're all just creatures of love and we crave love. And when we don't get the love we crave, we get angry. So when I realized it was me that had to stop thinking the way I did, but how do you do it? So I started with meditation and started to listen to my thoughts with the breathing, with just the slow breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And all I heard was anger, frustration. And I thought I was a good person. I thought I was a good person. My God, I got a shock. All negative thoughts. I don't like this one is like this person should change. Nothing to do with me, blaming everybody else. And then I go, oh my God, there is work here. There's work here, in here. I want to be happy because my nature is not anger. And, why am I so angry? Because I had so many expectations of what life should be. And that's another thing my guru taught me. Make too many expectations, you will definitely be disappointed. We've all learned this in life, right? It's not a happy ever after when you get married, it's a work ever after. It's kind of like what we've been kind of lied to, right? And that's why I love the Buddhist tradition. It says, hi folks, there is suffering. But guess what? There's a way out. There is a way out. And that's why I love the Buddhist teachings as well. And the Buddhists as well use a lot of pranayama. Okay, they do a lot of breathing techniques as well. In fact, in every tradition, you will hear about breathing. So when you study, for example, Sri Patanjali, which I teach, and I'm sure many of you have heard of Sri Patanjali. He's about 3,000 years old, kind of, or more. And he really documented the science of yoga, because yoga is a science. And it's not about only postures. It's more about recognizing who you really are. And he starts off by saying, in this science, watch the mind. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha, which means the restraints of the modification of the mind stuff is yoga. What does that mean? When you learn to watch the thoughts that come up in your mind, look at them, restrain, hold back, watch it. And then the third sutra says, and then the seer abides in its own true nature. What happens? The seer, this is where the magic happens. The seer. Who's watching your mind think? Who is it? Who can see the angel and the demon? Who is it? Who is it? What is it? It's a witness, right? It's a witness. So if you are the mind, who's the witness? So some people call that the kingdom of heaven within and call it God. Some people call it Jesus, some people call it Shiva, some people call it their masters, their gurus. It doesn't matter what you call it. Some people call it consciousness. But that's the seer. That is beyond you. That power that touches the ultimate power that is just love. And that's why we are beings that crave this, right? So, and that's the teaching of the whole yoga. And that's the journey. The rest of it is just to help us get to that recognition, who we really are. Because when we leave this body, the mind will be, what do you think? I'm going to eat, it's connected with food. I'm going to wear clothes, it's connected with material. But when you leave this body, there's no more material things to connect to anymore. Is it? There are no more objects. No more objects are all gone. So that is the soul we talk about. When the soul is connected to the thinking of the mind, that makes the individual soul. But when you start to see the self, the higher self, you connect to what they used to call in the Bible the one true God. Or if you see it in our yantra, truth is one, the dot in the middle, paths are many. Doesn't matter what you believe in, connect to it. Connect it while you're alive, because it really is too late when you die. And we have a body, in the yogic system said we are very blessed if we have a human body, because it's only in the human body that we can understand consciousness. Animals have a soul, but they don't have the ability to recognize consciousness. But they have a soul. I really believe they have a great mind too. If you look at anybody who's at an animal, you know. The dogs know. You know, they know, like when you're going off to work and will wait at the door for you, right? How do they know? But they know. But they can't consciously say it or realize it. Well, with a human body, we can. And this is why in all traditions, they say man is made in the image of God. And we forgot that. We think we can do this. It's not that we can do or not do. It is. It is as it is, it is. It is part of consciousness. We are consciousness itself. Now, the scientists today haven't discovered what this consciousness is, but they know there is a consciousness. Proven, everything is proven. But the yogis of ages ago have always said this. And they've also said this consciousness, the essence, is truth, knowledge, and bliss. When you live in truth, Lord Jesus, know the truth and it will set you free. If you live in truth, live in consciousness, knowledge will come. Knowledge will come. And how do you know knowledge will come? You see it in musicians, don't you? We see it in artists. Where did you get that music from? Where did it come from? Who taught you? You know, some young children. How did they know? Where does it come from? Because it's all there. We have to tap it. So people like Einstein and Newton, they tapped it. They tapped Newton's and tapped gravity. You know, there's so many great people you can read about, so many great philosophers throughout the ages. Spinoza is one of my favorite because he was actually rejected. He was Jewish, and because he said God was in everything and everyone, and you can't singularize it, and the only way to live it is to breathe it and give love. And then he was thrown out of where was he living? I think he was living in Amsterdam. Anyway, he was living in one of these places and he was thrown out by his own community, as it always happens when you think differently. As it happened to Lord Jesus, it happens to all great ones, doesn't it? The moment you think, really think, people call you crazy. And one of our chants are, lead us from unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to the light. Lead us from the fear of death to the knowledge of immortality. Because that's the truth. We're immortal, but we fear death so much, and we get so stuck in what we think is real when it's only a short period of immortality that we don't really live this life. So by breathing, but actually there's this beautiful science that just by breathing in and out and using affirmations and understanding from deep within, what is it that you want from your life? What is it do you want? And if you want something that is material, it doesn't make it good or bad. If you need to get it to understand that in the long term nothing external can make you happy, then let you have it quickly, learn quickly, and let it go. And this is what Sri Patanjali also says in the Book of Science. To a person who thinks a lot, discrimination, all things are painful. And when I read that, I thought, oh, this is really depressing. I read this when I was 35, right? This is really depressing. But then when he continued to say the sutra, he said, why? Because you desire things. When you get what you want, what's the next step? You fear losing it. Then because you fear losing it, you develop what? Anxiety. And when you develop anxiety, what happens to your personality? You've forgotten who you are. And then you start to get irritated, frustrated, your personality is gone, right? But it's not depressing, because when you understand this world is like this. It's good, it's bad. And we are the ones to make our homes and where we are in society heaven or hell. And that's why Lord Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within. So, like I said, when I started meditating at the age of 33, I decided this is where I want to be before I die. I want to know. I want to know if there's a God. I want to know consciousness. I want to know. I'm too busy being angry about small things. How am I ever going to know? What if I should die tomorrow? I'd be too scared. What if I don't get another human body? What if I come back as an animal? No. I have to work fast. I want to live this life, whether it's good or bad. And so, of course, easy to say, years of hard work. I started meditating every day. I didn't go into meditation for my health or breathing. I went in to search for life's meaning. What is it all about? And in 6 months, my medication went to half without even me thinking about it. And I've been on medication since I was a baby. I was born asthmatic. And I was on 32 different tablets a day and everything, and every year it just went less. I still occasionally get an attack, but very quick to heal. And again, I use breathing. Once I was very sick in hospital when I was menopausal. And of course, where you're weak, I don't know if you know this, for people in menopause, where you're weak is where it will hit you during menopause. So for example, my lungs are weak, I got pneumonia. People are weak in the mind, they'll get depression. I know that. So you're weak in the bones, you get pains in the bones. It just happens, right? Because the energy is rising. So I was in the hospital, and St. Bernard's the old one, and I got a phone call. We didn't have mobile phones in those days. My master found me in the hospital all the way from the States. I was so surprised. And he said, Nalanie, do Bastrika and drink coffee. I thought, what? Literally. And so, how did you find me? Don't worry, I knew you were there. And it was so amazing. The nurse said, you got a call from this man from America. In the hospital, St. Bernard's. Anyway, so I did that. Coffee, you know why, right? For asthmatics, because it works like Ventolin. It gets your heart beating, right? So cortisol levels go up. So better than medication. So I had coffee. Bastrika is a form of breath because you have so much mucus in the lungs. So it's to take out all the mucus, so I could get rid of the mucus and get better sooner. So that's what I did, and I did get better. But that all aside is just to show you the power of breath. And as you still the breath, then I learned after that, breath and mind are so joined together. We talk about for example, if your mind is really all over the place, and so many people have called me on the phone and said, this is in trouble, and I go, stop, literally stop. Take a deep breath. Do this 3 or 4 times, already you're quieter. Now tell me your problem. See, without the agitation, it doesn't mean the problem will go away immediately, but without that anxiousness, without the agitation, the mind becomes a little still. It becomes still. And Sri Patanjali tells us, again in this brilliant science book, by the practice of pranayama, the veil over the inner light is destroyed. It's destroyed. What does that mean? In our tradition, we talk about Maya, that life is a dream, it's an illusion, but we take it as so real, and really it is real in one context and so unreal in another context. So we take it as so real. But when you start to breathe, you go into another space, another quiet space where, you separate yourself, the self, from the mind. You can see your thoughts. And then with the breathing, you can watch the thoughts. And then you learn over time that thoughts are thoughts. They don't have to be reality. They don't have to be reality. It's like your dreams. Sometimes you have, I must tell you this, this story, but when I was very young, I was 23, and one day I had a dream that my husband was having an affair. So I woke up in the morning, my dreams are very vivid, even till today, I get all my messages and dreams. So I woke up and boom, I slapped him. I was so violent, and I'm not a violent person. And he goes, what was that about? I said, you hit my face. I said, no. Hello, I'm right here. We have a baby in the cot. And then I thought, oh my God, I really believe that that was real. And I have people coming to me sometimes dreaming stuff, and they apply it to their daily life and say, no, it's a dream. It's not real. This is real. So I just had to tell that story because, you know, and things in our mind seem so real. They seem so big. They seem so scary. How many times have you gone to bed at night thinking, oh my God, what if this happens tomorrow? What if this doesn't work? What if this, I've got to do this, and you go to bed like that. You get up in the morning, why did I worry so much? Nothing's happened. Right? So when you learn to breathe, when you learn to meditate, when you understand the science of the soul, you have to put them all together. I'm sorry, it's not overnight things work. I'm 70 now. I started working at 33, and it's only 10 years later that I really felt the consciousness change in me. I really felt the consciousness change, and all I can tell you with all the ups and downs of life, all it's given me is strength to face everything and tell others, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. My mother used to say my mind never stopped, and you know, she's just passed in November, but she said, no, you never stop, you never stop. And when she saw me after I'd meditated and I went to Hong Kong to visit her, she goes, what's happened to you? You're so calm. And she ended up calling me her Bhakti daughter. Bhakti means a daughter of love, you know, and then asking me for advice. And this was a daughter she thought was a rebel, would do everything, you know, go against all Indian women's rights. I was all for women's rights, and being an Indian woman, you're supposed to sew and cook and be a good girl and do nothing more than that. And I was never that. So you know, it's finding yourself with the breathing. I really thought I had to make this really, really clear before we start doing some practices. Now, like I said, the Buddhists have some great practices as well, and they call it the full awareness of breathing. Then they have a more powerful practice called Tuma, which is very similar to Wim Hof for those who've seen him. You know, right? But this was only done for practitioners who had been studying the science of the soul for a long time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some breathing. So Les, if we could have some music, if you don't mind. I'd like you to just that you feel the flow. Now, also before he puts the music on, there's many years ago I did here in Gibraltar when we first started a 6-week series of yoga for asthmatics. And there was a method by a Russian that very few people heard about. And his name was Buteyko. Okay, he's Russian. And he also said that by, you know, when asthmatics breathe, or people with chest problems, okay, this is really good to know now with all the colds, you know, and how you can hyperventilate. The actual way to heal yourself is to breathe in and hold the breath. Because it's not about getting enough oxygen in, it's about balancing the oxygen and the carbon dioxide in our body so that it's balanced. So he's brilliant. If you can see him on YouTube, I mean, I don't know if you can see him, but many people study his method. So for anybody with respiratory diseases, do look it up because it will definitely help with, recently in Hong Kong I was really sick, and that's what I did the whole time. I just did the Buteyko method, and most people with really bad colds last 10 days, 12 days, whatever. But I was 3 days, right, Les? And I was back to normal. Well, a bit of a cough, but really back to normal. So this is just to tell you also, don't think that just because you do something, you won't get ever sick again, or you won't feel pain again, or you won't do, because that is also a lie. We're humans, and so long as we're on this earth, I guarantee you there is sorrow and there is also joy. There's both. There is both. And it's all okay, because without the sorrow, we wouldn't know the joy. Right? Without the pain, we wouldn't know how to deal with so many things. And if everything worked for us all the time, when our time comes to leave the body, what would you say? I'm not ready, I don't want to leave. And you have to leave. So if you use the breathing just to help you, first and foremost, watch your own thoughts. Breathe in and breathe out. I'll direct you. Watch your own thoughts. Beware of what goes in. And when you see the negative thoughts, just watch them and let them go. And the next step is watch them replace with the opposite positive thought. Okay, just replace with the opposite. And if you can't do don't tell your negative thought, I can't think like this, which is what everybody goes, I'm so bad, I think like this, I think like this. So you're not so bad, you're human. We all have weird thoughts. You just don't have to make it real. Don't we? Who doesn't? We're human, you know? And it's such a fallacy to say that you're not going to have a negative thought for the rest of your life. Doesn't exist. Even the greatest saints and sages, if you read all of their lives, and I've read so many lives, they all went through their periods. They all went through the dark spaces. You know, people think, oh, I do a little yoga and I'll be okay, you know. No, yoga is about really getting to the essence. Who are you? It's a science. More than anything else, it's a map to the soul. So we will start now. Close your eyes. Step away from yourself. So let's breathe in. Take a slow, deep breath. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Feel your shoulders relax, your hands, your feet. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Just get the rhythm going. Exhale through your nose. Feel the warm air leave your body. Inhale. Feel the cool, clean air fill every cell with good health. Exhale, wishing good health to all beings. Inhale. Now gently continue yourselves. And allow the peace to flow from the crown of your head. Feel the energy there, prana, entering the crown of your head, going all the way yourself as you're dressed today. See yourself peaceful. See yourself smiling. Ask yourself, what am I anxious about? I am here now. I am peace. Feel the warmth come from your abdomen all the way to your heart. Just stay there a little while. Remember your breath again. Breathing in, ask, what am I afraid of? Breathing out, I release the need to hold on to this fear. Breathing in, I am joyful. I am. That's my nature. Breathing out, I am joyful. I am. That's my nature. Please notice a warmth on the palms of your hands and tingling on your fingertips as the nervous system becomes alive, as you start to connect with your inner world, your sanctuary, your place of peace. Just stay quiet for a few seconds. Feel the cool, clean air enter your entire system as you breathe in. And feel all the tension leave your body as you breathe out. Breathing in and feel every single cell in your body singing out with peace, joy, love. As you breathe out, know, I am strong, I am brave. And feel grateful, just gratitude. Think of what you do have. Gandhi used to say, be happy with what you have. Every need is fulfilled, not every greed. Lord Jesus said, look at the lilies of the field. They don't complain, the birds. We are meant to fly and enjoy this earth. And now slowly, slowly, take a very deep breath. Open your mouth and release. We always finish with a prayer for the world. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Please open your eyes. So this is just an example of how just breathing with me. I find music is a great help. How many of you love music? Yeah. You know, sometimes with the mind so crazy, you can't do it on your own. You just can't. You try, but you can't stay quiet. And even with the breathing, there's the mantra, and there's the noise. I can't do it. But sometimes with music, it takes you away. It literally takes your breath away sometimes, yeah? I love music, so, you know, I remember I have a client. He says, Nalanie, I have a problem. I said, why? He goes, I don't know if I really believe in a mantra. Okay. I don't think I can meditate. Okay. What do you think? Do you like music? And he goes, I love music. What is the song that you listen to that makes you feel really good about life? And he goes, One Moment in Time. You know the song, Give Me One Moment in Time, right? So I said, why does it make you feel good? Because it reminds me, I want this one moment in my time to be happy, not to waste it. Wow, what a lovely mantra right there, right? One moment in time. So each moment becomes your one moment in time. So I said, every time you get down and your mind goes, because he has a very active mind, you know, and I go, goes like that, put that song on, keep it on your phone, it's your mantra. You know, he came back a week later, and he walks in with this big smile. I got my one moment in time, and it's right now. Do you see, he got the message. He got the message in his own way. And you know, that was his way, his method. And so you must also recognize what is your way, what is your method. In yoga, we give you many, many tools. You know, use a mantra, use this, use that, use that. But use something that really makes your heart sing. Because if it makes your heart sing, it will make your mind sing. Remember, as you think, it becomes. But you know, I notice from all the people I see, people judge themselves too much. This is a big problem. Lord Jesus said, judge not, or you'll be judged. If we judge ourselves, you notice you're always judging everybody else. When you stop judging everybody else, you stop judging yourself. But that word, judge, is very difficult to really understand, has so many paradoxes in this world, because if there's no judgment, well, the criminals will be around, right? So a lot of people ask me these questions. Now, this is the contemplation that one has to undertake in their life to understand the depth of these words, the depth of these meanings. And then together with the breathing, you know, when your mind goes everywhere, just breathe. I'd also like to teach you today a very simple method, you know, which we also use for beginners, but this is a method that you can use anywhere you go. And I'd also like to recommend a really good book. I think I've recommended to many people. It's called Breath by James Nestor. I just read it recently, and what I loved about it was this man, he wanted to scientifically prove how breath could help people. So he covered a lot of the ancient methods, but I loved the way he inspires one to breathe, because he inspires you to breathe in that book. While you're reading it, you're kind of like breathing with this man, and once you get re-inspired, he takes all the ancient texts, which you will learn so quickly without even studying, just reading a very interestingly written book, and he sums them all up in modern terms and not complicated. I think we have to work now to this time. What makes it easier for us to get better quicker? I mean, we have so much more knowledge than we've ever had. But has that knowledge made us wiser in our internal soul? Or has it got our minds thinking even more? People are watching podcasts all day long, and then when it comes to watching them, when it comes to themselves, to say, oh, I've been watching podcasts on peacefulness, but they're not peaceful. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to do the practice. You cannot just watch things and, of course it will help. Of course they help. But you need the quiet time to know who you are in this world. Who am I? What is my mission? What is my soul's journey? You are soul living in this material body. Never forget that, because that is the truth. And if you don't believe in souls, what leaves the body when it dies? Energy. Call it frequency. That's why music is effective. Look at frequencies. We are frequencies. We are electrical beings. Look at our system. We're mechanical. Look at our nervous system. Study. That's what I did as soon as I discovered I wanted to learn. What is my body? This is the instrument I've been given. Oh, this is precious. I must look after it. I must know, what it's made of. It's not me. It's my gift. It's like St. Francis said, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Like that knife, we can either be an instrument of peace or we can be an instrument of darkness. But he said, where there's hatred, let me bring love. When there's darkness, let me bring light. Where there's doubt, let me bring hope. Right? So we can use this instrument, if we understand it well, to do those things. And when you do those things, whether the world cares, criticizes you, hates you, or loves you, it really doesn't matter. Because why? You've reached a mission in your life. You respect yourself as a human being. And that's all we can leave behind, right? We can't leave behind much more, I don't think. Just some love, some kindness, the legacy of love to our children, to our grandchildren, and to see them pass this on to other people, to make heaven on earth as it was meant to be. But what took over? Greed. And is it people's fault? No, nobody's at fault. Nobody's at fault. It's just that we were never taught this at schools. We never taught it because even in the, all the traditions, they hid all these secrets. They don't want people to know the secret of the soul, because once you know it, you are not fearful of politicians, governments, landlords who'd always persecuted people for all of history. You just have to read history and see it. And they wanted to keep us in fear, because once you learn the energy of the soul, you're not in fear. You're not in fear. You're in hope. So this is the instrument. Learn about your instrument. And we've got an incredible brain, which we need to exercise, which I did at the last workshop. Work on your brain. You need to. It's mechanical. If you don't look after the machine, it will soon deteriorate. Work on your brain. Do exercise with your fingers, your hands, and that's why we need to do that. Brain exercises. Work on your mind. When the mind is really bad and you really feel, I'm really having a bad day and I can't get over this, then go in your room, lock the door, don't disturb anybody till you get out of it. That's what Master Shivananda used to say. Don't disturb the world. If you're in a bad place, go in a room, lock yourself, get out of it, and when you feel better, come out in the world again. And that's the method I started to use after I learned all this. I'm not here to disturb the world or myself. And if I'm really in a bad place, I need to sulk. So I'm going to close the door and sulk till I get it out, right? I can't blow it away, Sometimes you're negative, you can't blow it away. You just have to wait till it passes. That's being human. That's understanding. Look, I'm human. And when you understand that about yourself, you really understand it about all people. Because you realize, it's just once you learn it, you love it, you live a good life, there's a joy in your life. How do you know when you're not, when your ego is not at play? Why did he say this to me? Why did she? You know body language. You see yourself. And when your body language is peaceful, you're a different person. You see yourself. See yourself. That's what the breathing does for you. Gives you the space to watch. And if you can watch it, you can?
Change it.
Yeah, say it loud. Say it loud. Say it clear. Yes, if you can see it, you can change it. Because who is the seer? The one that's connected to the higher self. That's why when you understand these traditions and why they base everything on right action, truthfulness, kindness, generosity. Why? Because that's who we were born to be. And when we're not that person, we're agitated, we're unhappy, we're bad-tempered, we're greedy, we're selfish, we're jealous. Yucks! Aren't they horrible emotions? Yucks. Horrible emotions. And when you're peaceful and you're kind, and even if somebody attacks you, it's their problem. Don't take it home. Somebody attacks you verbally, it's really their problem. If you live your life well, you will know it's their problem. However, if they attack you and you are a problem, check it out. Fix yourself. I always say, if somebody tells you about your nature 5 or 6 times or 7 times and other people tell you the same, time to look at yourself. Why are they telling me the same thing again and again? Must be something I need to change in me. What is it? What is it? And it doesn't go away by just saying, I'm sorry. You really have to work on it. And that's not easy, to watch yourself, to watch those horrible thoughts. But don't judge it. They're just thoughts. Remember, tell yourself, they're just thoughts. They're not me. And when they're beautiful thoughts, say, they're just thoughts. And I'll share them because that makes me feel good. It's true, isn't it? So really, by being good and kind and all those things, you're making yourself happy. It's a very selfish practice. I can promise you that. And you feel good about being selfish because it's a good energy. And we're here to spread good energy. There's too much negativity in the news. Everywhere you go today, everybody's so anxious. And I go, oh my God, guys, learn the science quiet so you can quickly, so you can now help your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, whoever's suffering, your children, help them. Simply, it's so easy to help somebody else, okay? And so if you see anybody in your family that's a bit anxious, this is the breathing technique we will do. You can leave your eyes open and then we'll close it later, right? So it's a very simple method and it's very easy to do. So first of all, we're going to breathe in, I'll count. You just follow. Breathe in for 4, hold the breath for 4, breathe out for 4, hold the breath for 4. All right, I'll count with you. So let's go. Close your eyes, or open your eyes, whatever you prefer. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Hold the breath. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Inhale. All is well. All is peaceful. All is well. All is peaceful. Exhale. All is well. All is peaceful. All is well. All is peaceful. Inhale. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. Exhale. I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. Inhale. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Exhale. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And now continue yourselves. Whatever you want to say to yourself or talk to yourself, make a promise to yourself that you deserve to be happy and all those around you. Feel the joy rising from the base of your spine, rising up to your abdomen, healing all the nervousness, all the fears, all the doubts. Feel the light entering your heart. You might actually feel the heart beating a little faster, filling it with love. Love for yourself, love for others. And then coming to the crown of your head. Feel the warmth there. It's where we say, we receive all the message from consciousness. And see what message you receive. Just watch for a few seconds. Please take a deep breath in again and feel the cool, clean air fill every single cell in your body with energy, inspiration, creativity. Make it a mission to live the best life you can. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. May all of you in this room, your families, your friends, even your enemies, be filled with peace and joy, love and light. May all of us gain the strength to know who we really are so we can live beautiful lives, the best we can in painful times, and make the best of it. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace to all. Jai Shri Satguru Sachidananda Ji Maharaj Ki Jai.